And now an explanation of our postcard storyboard and how impactful it can be in a zip code, and how impactful you generating new revenue streams for yourself can be. When I first started to develop the card itself, the card had to tell a story. This particular card told my story. And we talk a lot about return on marketing, sales, strategy, investment, lifetime value, a big concept that folks don't spend enough time considering and factoring into the equation. And also a QR code which took the reader to a video that I had produced. In this case, it was my legacy stories site. So after testing that to make sure that it worked, I started to think about what was the best way to share the story in the marketplace. And it took me about 30 seconds to come up with the answer that it was zip code marketing. Some of the absolutely most successful projects I have ever done back in 84 and 85, as a matter of fact, were targeted zip code stories that generated a tremendous amount of revenue for the individual, for the sponsoring company. And in doing research, I found out that there were 41,683 zip codes in the United States. And if I were going to realize my mission of putting a zip code theme postcard storyboard into a zip code, there's a lot of work to be done with 41,683. So it became very clear that I needed to develop a business collaborative partner program for the project. That was the only way that I was going to be able to realize the goal. This is just a mock-up, obviously, because I'm using my own card that I created for zip code 45036. And so we've got the zip code 45036. My power source back there, I don't know what's going on, but when you turn the card over, there are 11 QR codes. 10 of the codes have been suggested for small businesses that are in that zip code. The middle section, the 11th, is a sponsor who, for their own purposes, invest in the entire production of all the web landing pages. Each web landing page has at least one video on it. In some cases, there is a second video required and needed, and if it needs it, we do it. So that's the concept. When I started to actually start to figure out the numbers to this thing, the business numbers, the new revenue generated. If there are 41,683 zip codes, each zip code must generate at least $10,000 on its first exposure. That includes the production of 11 web landing pages and somewhere between 11 and 15 videos are included in that. So if you take the 41,683 zip codes and multiply it by $10,000 per zip code, that would generate somewhere around $412 million. That's the big picture. And that's only the first exposure, because there will absolutely be recurring revenue based upon the results of that first situation, first project. So with the $10,000 that are needed to create the total package, it would be sensible for my end of the partnership to extend to you your end of the partnership $4,000 on a card that had these 11 exposures and generated $10,000. It might be the situation in your zip code that you would talk to businesses individually one-to-one when you can get 4 of those to work together collaboratively. It would generate $800 to you, the person that facilitated the parties getting together. And then in the case that you yourself or friends or relatives, and there's one business that wants to act solely on their own, one of those projects would generate $100 of new revenue for you. So that it's an exciting program. I have never done anything that has as much impact and magnitude as this does. While we've got a very significant target market with a new revenue generated for that zip code, and it is what it is. What might be your next steps? Very simply, right beneath the video is a contact form. I am the only one that sees that form. You fill it out. Essentially, we will have a 19-minute, thank you for 19 minutes of your time. You and I will be able to assess in less than 19 minutes the potential opportunity and will it work in your zip code. I encourage you to fill out the form and get it to me, and let's establish a relationship so that a very, very meaningful business collaborative partnership can be established. And as you now know, I love to say, do what you love and love what you do. I'll see you soon.